Welcome. I'm Peter Slayton, Forbes financial columnist, and I'm here with Hamid Moghadam, Chairman and co-CEO of Prologis, and Walter Rakovich, who is the co-CEO of Prologis. You've just created this merger out of two companies that were already very powerful. What is aside from just the sheer scale, or is it just the sheer scale that makes this a positive move for you? What do you anticipate to gain from joining forces?
I think the main benefits come from putting together two companies in terms of lower cost of capital, lower operational synergies, bigger access to customers, the ability to do business with the same customers in more places. I'll give you a very specific example of that last thing. These guys have a powerful business in Europe, much bigger than our business was in Europe. And there are a lot of multinational customers that are based in Europe. Well, if those customers needed space in Latin America, Brazil, or in China, the existing Prologis platform prior to the merger would not have been able to accommodate that. Now together we can do that. Similarly, our customers coming out of North America or Asia can benefit from the very strong platform that the former Prologis brought to the table in parts of Europe. So I think this is a case where we go deeper in many markets and we complete the platform in terms of the locations that we didn't have a very significant presence in.
You know, you deal with the logistics of owning and operating, managing a major company, but the industrial business is also at a watershed moment, technologically speaking, in terms of global infrastructure. Where should people be looking to see the kinds of changes that are coming to logistics?
The global markets, whether they're here in the United States or in Asia or in Europe, those major markets that are in connected to the highway of trade are going to get a disproportionate share of business going forward. In terms of demand and in terms of supply, those happen to be the markets where a lot of people live. And the phenomenon that we've seen is that as income levels go up, as education levels go up, those people find it more and more difficult, or make it more and more difficult, to build competitive supply. So regulatory pressures go up, it's difficult to replicate space, and they put controls on development.
Well, what happens when, this just, as you started talking about the global supply chain, naturally we've all been inundated with the news of the disruption to the global supply chain caused by the Japanese earthquake and tsunami. How did you react to that? How did that change perhaps something you were planning to do, or the way did you sit down and say, let's talk about this?
Obviously very unfortunate what happened in Japan on one hand. On the other hand, because Prologis and A&B together have predominantly very new facilities that were built from the ground up, that were built basically earthquake proof, almost. If you added the two portfolios together, you get somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 billion of real estate. And if you add the damage up between the two of us, it was about $10 or $12 million. It was almost nothing. And basically it was just structural cracking in the concrete pads and the asphalt and on the outside and the like. I mean, it was just nothing significant. No structural damage in any building that they had and we had. Now, why is that important? Well, not only is it important from the perspective of our own ownership, but more importantly, the people in Japan that are in these older facilities now that are structurally damaged are now looking around saying, boy, who can build me a new facility? And by the way, why am I in this 50-year-old facility in the first place? So what we've actually seen is a substantial pickup in new requirements for new development on the facilities or on the land that we own. And we're out, and both of us have pretty much doubled our effort in terms of our development and our expectation over the next couple of years because of the demand that we see from our customers.